seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are for Game 2 of Arizona versus Concordia.
Woo! I am ready for Game 2, Golgi. One thing I learned from these teams, they like to scrap. If there's one thing you want to know about me, I like watching teams that like to scrap. Therefore, I am more than ready for Game 2, and I'm looking for some scrappy heroes in this draft. What are you hoping to see?
Something similar to first game. I'm happy with that. I love games that go back and forth, and I thought for so many times that Arizona was going to win, and then the Concordia was going to win, and the Arizona was going to win, and I was never sure who actually was in control of the game.
Yeah, CK gets initiated on, game goes poorly for CK's team. CK doesn't get initiated on, CK kills everybody. You never know what's going to happen. And there's the Bane first pick, or first ban, and the Beastmaster first ban. What do you think of those very typical maneuvers we've been seeing in drafting since the patch?
Yeah, no one wants to take those risks. Actually here, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty, so I'm going to send the stream to wait screen for just 10 seconds here. Alright, sorry about that. We're back.
We are back. Technical difficulties wouldn't be a game of competitive Dota without them, am I right?
Yeah.
Well, Earthshaker ban. Man, I love that hero. Great guy. Honestly, he should see more playtime. Batrider ban. That's a hero I just love Batrider. He's like Furion in my mind, where he's always just played the same role in Dota. He gets changed, the game gets changed, so many changes happen, but as Furion and Batrider, just in my personal opinion, are just very solid heroes. They just do the same kind of role, very similar, very minor tweaks, come in and out, usually in popularity. Very understandable to see them banned. And there's the Viper ban. That's a reliable laner right there.
Yeah, Viper, another hero that was changed quite a bit this patch. His one of his passive abilities, Nether Toxin, now is an actual ability they can actually use.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the only abilities that break in the game.
After the patch came out in my first game, why my Viper kept acid spraying things. And then I decided maybe I should read the patch notes.
Yeah, and I mean, finally we have a alternative to Doom that can break passives on a hero, so it's good to see that.
Yeah, there we go. Two of the most boring heroes in the game with the same mechanic.
That's very true.
I mean, oh, my boy Rasta. Hello. Okay, I mentioned this before, but this is one of my favorite moves in the draft. I absolutely love it when a team snap picks, boom, boom, right on those second picks. I love when a team picks both their heroes right away. I think it's flashy. I think it's cocky. I just love it. I love them taking all the information and throwing it in the other team's face right away. React to this. And we see Rasta and a Drow Ranger.
There's cocky, but first phase Drow Ranger? Is that
They're wild.
Is that smart? Oh,
they're wild animals. There's one thing that Concordia knows about Arizona State, and you know what that is? They have buildings. Concordia State is not happy about that, and they are going to take those buildings down. Rasta and Drow Ranger. What more pushing heroes do you think we're going to see? Another Jakiro, maybe?
Yeah, Jakiro seems good. Venge, obviously, something that synergizes well with it, but Venge was already taken away. And maybe we'll see Mid-Visage and Drow, of course, a combo that people love to play together.
Did they get the memo that this is game 2, or are we just going to see the same opener again here?
It's just there. This is more comfortable with this opening. I mean, you just can't go wrong with these two heroes, I guess, in this patch.
I mean, it works for them. You can't take that away from them. They're already warmed up on those heroes. There's something to say about that. You're in the right mindset already. Maybe Slardar just really wanted to run through the river again and was calling it out. You never know.
Windrunner gets banned. I am kind of sad to see her go. Would I love to see the Windrunner in this game? Of course, I think she's still a bit weak, but that new the rapid fire change is so cool. Focus fire.
I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Like many of the changes, I think that's a really fun one. It makes the hero even. It is obviously a buff, but it also makes the hero more fun to play. It's not the same as buffing just a numerical value on a spell or on a stat. It's obviously a buff because it makes moving while attacking, but it's fun. It's just a fun way to do it. It's unique to that character, and I really like it.
Yeah, it just makes sense for her to have it too. Just her whole character about running fast and shooting arrows.
Running fast and shooting arrows, the life of the Wind Ranger. And there's the Venomancer band. They're on to this idea of picking ranged heroes that can push.
Yeah. And of course, Venomancer is someone that can also zone control a lot, which Drow Ranger needs because she needs to be protected. Because if she gets taken down, the entire team could fall apart. And Tidehunter is someone that can stand the front line and deter enemy from initiating on them.
You know, I like this. First of all, Concordia. Boom, Rasta. Boom, Drow Ranger sends it back. Cocky, flashy, finesse. I love it. Round 2, Arizona picks a big fish. What does Concordia do? They pick a bigger fish. Concordia, you got a good drafter. Keep it up.
Maybe they might do a little bit of switcheroo here. Maybe the Drow Ranger Shadow Shaman. I mean, Shadow Shaman is a good support no matter what, even if it's a Drow lineup or not. So maybe it was kind of a switcheroo here. They pick the Drow Ranger aggressively, thinking it's going to be a Drow lineup, or maybe she's just going to end up being a normal carry, just normal lineup.
I think... I don't know. Riddle me this. Rasta, Shadow Shaman, one of the highest attack damages at level 1. Mm-hmm. Give him the Drow Aura?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's basically... Okay, alright, Arizona State. Come on.
Pretty good. But Suntar is still pretty good against Drow, though.
I think I've seen this one before. They get one more pick. I wonder if it's going to be a Nakes. I bet you Concordia is thinking, should we take Nakes? Because I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing.
He kills Tidehunter.
Luna.
Oh my god. Okay. So Lunar Blessing.
Not feeling. Let me. Okay, so hold on. Back it up. Arizona's going to do. Oh, Terrorblade. Okay. Arizona's going to repeat what they did last game. Let us repeat what they did last game. Hey, Golgi, did you notice that if they hit one stun on Arizona's team, they can probably hit all their stuns? Wow. Concordia's cores, though, Drow Ranger. First of all, Drow Ranger hates to have people on top of her.
Yep.
Slardar and Centaur are going to get blinks, and we go on top of her. But Drow Ranger and Luna are both less tanky than CK. And Arizona was doing a great job singling out this DK and killing that very tanky hero at the beginning of every fight. I think they're going to have a breeze now that they're warmed up. Killing a Luna and a Drow Ranger? This is just easier for them. Yeah. They didn't even pick the Nakes because they don't think they need it. They pick a demon. They pick Terrorblade.
Yeah. And I think Terrorblade pick is so good here. That reflection, the reflection is going to do so much damage against Drow Ranger and Runa. And of course, if he managed to land it on both those heroes, he's going to get their auras too while their illusions stick around. He's going to be able to get that.
Vengeful Drow, let's go.
Yeah. Vengeful Drow on their team in a way. And of course, the Lunar Blessing also will be helping them out. And Tinker, a perfect pick to deter them from pushing in the early game.
I like it a lot. Make space for the Terrorblade to come online. He can get wild early on with some rockets and some lasers, some pew pew, some easy peasy ganks. And he also can take advantage of the amount of space that Centaur, Slardar, and Vengeful can make running around depending on how fast they come online. Again, I want to reiterate, in this collegiate league, especially so early in the season, one of the biggest elements to a successful team is communication and how comfortable you are playing with each other. And to make that easier, I do believe a great way to kind of develop those aspects of playing in a competitive collegiate league is to pick lineups that are straightforward, that are easy to pull off, that have not a lot of finesse required. And again, I know Concordia hasn't picked their last hero, but just looking at Arizona State's team, it just seems simple. It makes sense. It really seems like they don't even need to be on voice with each other to really pull their teams off. It's a very straightforward team. They have 3 stuns. They have a carry who's going to do well in lane, and he's going to have a lot of heroes to make space for him. It's just simple. And at Tinker, again, hit W. Like, you just hit 2 heroes with rockets. Very easy to pull off Arizona State's lineup.
And the final hero from Concordia is going to Death Prophet, so they're going to go full in on this push draft, and their team really definitely has kind of an expiry date on their draft. If they cannot take a huge advantage by a certain time in the draft, they actually might kind of get taken out in this late game here against this Terrorblade Tinker lineup. I
think their biggest problem might be splitting the farm. because those are 3 heroes. I mean, Death's Prophet can sit in mid for a while, and Tinker's going to sit mid for a while as well. So they'll probably trade farm like we saw last time. But where are you going to get enough farm for a Drow Ranger, a Luna, and a Death Prophet as the laning phase ends? They really have to split the map up. And on top of that, Tidehunter really likes taking Ancients, but so does Drow and so does Luna. I think this Tidehunter is really going to suffer if he doesn't get a good start in the lane, because there's not going to be enough room for him to farm as his cores start getting bigger and start taking up more and more of the map. And especially with a Slardar Centaur running around pressuring you, and Tinker that can keep all the lanes pushed up, I would not be surprised if we saw if we see Concordia get starved for farm this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard game to pull out here for Concordia. They're 1 game down, so they're playing. If they lose this one, they're going to be losing the match. So
I think I favored Arizona last game because of their easy to pull off draft. I really heavily favor them this game.
Yeah, I agree.
I would bet on this game if this were on Dota 2 Lounge. I seriously love their lineup, especially Drow Ranger, Rasta, Death Prophet, and Luna aren't going to have huge health pools early on, and that's early on is when spells are doing the majority of the damage. We're going to have Hoof Stomp, Double Edge, Slither and Crush, Magic Missile, all with minus armor. I'm pretty sure they're going to blow up a core every single time. They just can cast all their spells and take out a huge chunk of Concordia's lineup.
Yeah.
At least that's how I see it going. And Tidehunter especially needs to have a great lane, but he's not going to be the focus.
Lethingo gets stomped, and another Crush is going to come down to follow up, and Lethingo, no chance. They're not even going to give the kill.
And they give it to Tinker, yes. And they know they get this bounty. This is going to be a triple bounty pickup, I believe.
Triple bounty.
Tidehunter can't make it in time, I don't think.
Didn't this contest. Almost same thing happened last game with Concordia checking high ground against Arizona and actually getting absolutely blown up and giving away first blood.
It's going to keep the momentum going. You know, you feel good winning a game like that, a game that wasn't necessarily, wasn't completely one-sided. It's going to feel good to be able to just take those small victories and keep turning them into more and more objectives. They're definitely feeling very good on Arizona right now, and getting a first blood to start the game off, especially giving it to your mid Tinker. You know they're smiling going forwards here.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get that bottle up really fast thanks to that first blood.
Tidehunter doesn't have a ward. This poor guy is playing against the tri-lane with 2 stuns and a slow. I think Tidehunter is going to have a lot of issues this game.
Also, I don't think Kawa knows how to play Tidehunter. He picked up a stout shield.
Do we want to talk about the Luna Drow lane tower dive at level 1?
Oh, okay. So one of them are support. It's a support Drow Ranger.
Boots, frost arrows. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Weird.
Well,
I guess we didn't think about that. They actually don't have a second support. We just realized.
I guess it makes sense if you want to run the offlaner. Yeah. Okay.
All right. It's something really new. I like it. It's kind of cool. I'm not sure how good it is, but it's kind of cool.
I mean, it does kind of solve the issue with needing a way more farm than they're going to be able to get, but it doesn't solve the issue
having a Drow Ranger.
Like, they still need a lot of farm.
Yeah, and the fact you have a Drow Ranger that's supporting.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Centaur is a tough cookie to crack, though.
For sure.
But as he levels up those frost arrows, it's a reliable slow. It's not going to stop, especially with boots first. Is this going to work his pulse? Tidehunter and Slardar just trading blows. Definitely in Slardar's favor. Slardar only needs levels. Tidehunter needs some farm as well. Well, Slardar obviously wants to blink, but I love the noise this man fight makes. Yeah. They both have such big thuds when they hit each other.
And Info steals that away too at the end.
Tidehunter is mad. Tidehunter is so mad.
Also, it's another thing. Like, he picked up a stout shield on Tidehunter, which I believe does not stack with Kraken Shell.
Does not stack with items that provide damage block.
Yeah. So that stout shield is a waste of money on that hero.
Can I? Never mind. Let's see what we can do with Concordia's interesting strategy.
Very interesting.
I mean, this is what I love. This is what I want to see. I want to see these crazy strategies, especially with the new patch. Who am I to judge? They got some crazy stuff in their pocket, and I want to see. And Terrorblade, I think he's having an alright time here. 16 and 12 on CS. Tidehunter hasn't even been able to get into lane. He hasn't even been able to get a bounty rune, the poor guy.
And he would love to be level 2, probably get that kind of jungling going, but doesn't even have the anchor smash to help him out.
Oh, he gets his stack, heads back to lane. Not a lot he can do. We see a smoke rotation going mid. Low mana, low health, Death's Prophet, 2 stuns.
If Carlton can land this magic missile, Info should be able to follow up pretty easy. Here comes a sprint.
Oh no!
Oh, Carlton reveals himself, and it's going to be a botch.
A little
gank
miscommunication.
here.
We have the support trial rotating in.
Here comes the Frost Arrow. He's going to slow
getting
down
frosty
a little bit.
here.
It's only level 1 though.
And this frees up Centaur to kind of lane against Luna.
Yeah.
Luna is a
going
very
in.
strong laner, but Centaur can cause some harassment, and Centaur's happy to take some farm. And now we have the dual lane Drow staple.
Yeah, this is so weird. I mean, you would love to have Drow Rasta in the off lane, just dominating that lane, because not a lot of heroes can stand up to that kind of right-click damage, but a Centaur with a return can give them a lot of trouble.
I actually would love to see that, because, yeah, that's a ton of damage, a very difficult lineup to kill. Oh, no, and
Oh,
he
no,
takes
wow,
it again.
Info
This
takes it
Slardar smiling right now.
He
You
just walks by
know
Liko, but Kawa
Arizona
finds
is
his own
laughing
zone.
through this game.
Yeah. Kawa's still only level 1. He's going to be able to get good XP here, though. The lane's finally pushing into his side.
Terrorblade, 27 and 20 on CS. Hello, looking all right. 3 points Metamorphosis. I don't think he's even had to use it once.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is making me really nervous. Usually when you start with a Drow lineup, you want to get off to a very good laning phase. Get a lot of last hits on your heroes. Get a lot of denies. But right now, it seems like they're just pulling a little bit behind.
Yeah, it seems like they really are struggling to figure out where they want to put their heroes. We're seeing Drow rotate again. Drow's only level 2.5 at about 5 minutes into the game. Shadow Shaman's 2.25. They're falling behind. Luna's 5, but Centaur's 4. Centaur could easily kill one of these supports if he gets them alone.
And Joshua
guess
comes in with some slows, but not going to do anything.
It's just going to scare Centaur back, who's already collected quite a bit of farm in that time. Level 4.5. Not the highest CS, but he's getting XP, and compared to the opposing Tidehunter, who's 3.25. And he's getting bullied out of lane once again. So how's our mid lane matchup going? Pretty even, just barely favoring the Tinker. Well, a little bit.
Yeah.
About twice the denies.
That early bottle definitely helping out a lot.
So when both the Tinker and Death Prophet come online here, when we start seeing the Exorcism, when we see Tinker, Tinker is actually going to have really early bots at this rate. How do you think the game is going to change when we have a Death Prophet and a Tinker actually able to leave their lanes and do stuff around the map? What do you think we're going to see?
I mean, it's going to get really hard, I think, if the Tinker gets off to a good start for Concordia rather, because that March of the Machines, they're not going to be able to push into that. They don't have any heroes that can really tank the March of the Machines, and of course they all rely on right clicks, so...
And there's not really any way for the Dire team, for Concordia to stop the Tinker from just botsing around and marching. I think as soon as Tinker gets bots, you're right, it's really just gonna start snowballing. Carlton, my man.
The top lane, they're
Just
getting
doing
chased
some
down. Luna
harass.
pops Eclipse. Tribal's going to chase them down. That's the first kill going down for Concordia.
I'm sure they're fine with that, honestly.
Yeah.
Eclipse is down, they're going to start pressuring bottom. One thing I want to point out, this support Drow went Tranquil Boots. Now, hypothetically, if you were playing support Drow, how would you build it?
Phase, maybe? To get in
don't
range
even
for
know.
Frost Arrows better? Or you can go for Treads to get more agility for your teammates? I don't know.
Potentially. I don't even know if do you go boots first? I feel like, let's be real. We're doing support Drow. We're doing some weird stuff. What do you get up an Orb of Venom? Get a lot of extra damage on those attacks? I don't know. I don't know what you do. I'm just making it up as I go, just like it kind of feels like they are.
I think I would go Phase. Well, why would you go?
Phase doesn't seem bad. I don't even know if you go boots first, though.
Right.
What is your role as support? I guess you just want to stay on top
Slow,
of someone
I
and keep
guess.
them slow. So maybe Phase, yeah.
With this build, with double Frost Arrow build,
You could even go like... Would you go like Gloves of Haste just to keep the slow up? I don't know what you do. Now he's just helping Luna farm the jungle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, on the bot lane, there's a two-man crush by Slardar. The another stun's going by Carlton.
Oh,
I think they're taking a lot of
Stampede.
damage. And Stampede is just going to stop him. Mr. K
Terribly
rolls
walks
in
in.
and says, "Thanks for the kill, support. That's mine."
Yeah. Don't you dare try and take a last hit in the carry's lane.
That was hilarious. Using
love
the
it. Just
Stampede
needs
for
a
that. They didn't even need it.
Mid lane. All right, Tinker very close to these bots.
Yeah.
These would be about 9-minute bots right on time.
Not a
Picks
single
up the
bit of
recipe.
pressure on him.
Picks up the recipe, grabs an arcane rune in the bottle. This Tinker's ready to roll. Tinker, I could honestly imagine, is just going to start snowballing and taking this game over from as soon as he gets these balls. Once again, Courier gets stolen. We saw it last game with his Blink Dagger, this game with his bots.
My
Gets
God.
a great timing on an item only to add an extra minute to it.
Well, it's just an Ogre Club on the Terrorblade who doesn't even have the Band of Elven skin to finish off the Dragonlance. Kawa now going on. He's slowed down, but he's quite tanky. Mr. K is going to change his mind, Lethingo being there, but not in range for Shackles.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's, Terrorblade takes the last hit, now he takes the Courier. Typical carry.
All right,
This is going to walk
Mr.
away.
K,
I don't think they
yeah.
catch him. Yeah, and they see him.
My God, Lethingo's in body blocking Joshua so much. He wants to get in range for Frost Arrow. Let's slow Shadow Shaman just getting in the way with no boots. But now they want to
And-
turn
oh,
around.
no.
Draw getting gone on.
Oh.
This comes the Anchor Smash. No, Anchor Smash actually didn't land. He gets stunned before that happens. Kawa like a huge damage from the Metamorphosis. Lethingo tries to hex up Ithro, but it's not going to be enough. He gets crushed, and he's probably going to get down. Yep, for sure. Now Kawa gets found out by that Wave of Terror. He's going to try
seriously?
to run, maybe get the TP scroll and get out. He blocks
Wait,
his
what?
entrance with a branch, but nope, it wasn't blocked. He tries TP out, but they find him. Here comes the crush.
I love it. I love the attempt. It was a great attempt. Oh, too bad it didn't work. Terrorblade's taking top farm. Centaur's getting a lot. Centaur's just doing what he needs to do. He has these tranquils. He's being a bit of a hassle, and he's starting to get a bit of farm. A third of the CS of Luna at 10 minutes. Not bad for playing 3v1 for the majority of the lane. And he's rushing right in for that Blink Dagger. He's going to be the initiator. He's going to be able to help his team out, set Slardar and Vengeful up to follow up, give him that alley-oop stun combo. And we already have bots on Tinker. I mean, they're coming online real quick on Arizona. How's Terrorblade's item progression looking? He already has the Dragonlance. He has the Ring of Aquila. He has his tower gone. Arizona's ready to roll, and it feels like we're missing ults on 3 heroes for Concordia. Level 3 Rasta, a level 4 Drow, and a level 5 Tide.
Yeah, it's a very rough start here for Concordia. What do you think they can do to try to bring this game back?
I think they need a player on Death's Prophet. Death's Prophet, at the moment, seems to be their only hero. Luna is playing well and farming well, but I think she's only forced to be reckoned with when that Eclipse is up. She does actually have it up. Oh, Luna went for Dragonlance first. I think Dragonlance is a great item on Luna, but first is a little bit slow, I feel.
What would you have preferred instead?
I really like items like Yasha, which is versatile. You can fight with it. It helps you get in range with your Eclipse, which is pretty much the only time you're doing anything on Luna, and it helps you farm, most importantly. You're going to build it into a Manta, which is going to get rid of Tinker's Blind, and it just accelerates your early game. It gets you going, especially with how the lanes are going. Luna is actually the top CSer in the game, and is essentially the only hero right now. Luna and Death's Prophet are pretty much just 2 ultimate abilities, and they're the only thing stopping Arizona from just rolling over them. Eclipse and Exorcism. If those spells both go on cooldown at the same time, Concordia doesn't even look like a team to me.
And Inthal is now really pulling ahead in levels thanks to that boosted travels. Got that level 4 March of the Machines here.
Tidehunter's actually getting a massive stack bottom. And he has a TP. We might see a Blink Rav or a TV
Stampede
Ravage.
coming out for the top.
Oh,
they
no.
find the Luna and he gets
They
slowed
can't
down.
fight.
No chance.
That's that.
A great use of Stampede. We're saying the most farmed hero over on Concordia was a Luna. The exact
So
hero they
looking
were
at
looking for.
level 4 on Rasta, level 4 on Drow. 2 heroes that are just not even a factor this game. I mean, at least Drow has that aura, but there's only 1 point in it.
Yeah, how much
Tidehunter
damage are you giving? It's 5
holding that
damage.
Ravage.
It's only
Yeah.
5 damage. That's not much at
Top
all.
tower gonna get crushed. Tidehunter actually ports in. There's no way they take this fight, right?
Death Prophet is also coming in. Exorcism is up.
Double stun.
Oh, right in the back line, Joshua is going to get the silence off. Here comes the Ravage, and the Exorcism is ripping these guys apart, and then also a Eclipse coming out. He tried to turn around for the Asunder, but he couldn't get it. Now Carlton being chased down. Ken Lemau getting in range for the Spirit Siphon. He looks like he's going to be able to get it. He's going to slow down, and actually a huge fight turned around there.
Well, Concordia, you don't need farm to win fights when you got big buttons to press.
Yeah.
Luna press star, Tide press star, Death Prophet press star. Doesn't matter how many people you stun in double edge. When you got big team fights like that, team fight spells like that, you're gonna have some big team fights.
Yeah, they
That
even initiate a
is
hard
what
into the
we
drought.
needed.
Oh, second initiative coming. Oh my god, that's going to blow up the Luna. Slow down onto the center. It's going to be probably a trade.
Probably
but now
worth
the
it.
other supports are coming
Especially if they
in.
get something else.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Carlton has the swap if she wants to commit it, but does not. And Limao, too tanky.
Well, here's the deal. So that went well. We'll give him that. But now, as we discussed, Ravage is on cooldown. Exorcism's on cooldown. Eclipse is on cooldown. There is a 70 to 80, there's about 80-second window right here where we have all the spells up on Arizona and none of the spells up on Concordia. A lot of the farm is on Arizona right now. I think if Arizona make some moves right now, they're going to get a lot out of it. It's really going to pay off, and I think they have 80 seconds to play very greedy. Not so greedy it's dangerous, not recklessly, but if they should easily, I believe, be able to take this top tower. And on top of that, we see a lot of the dire heroes here. They're all low health, low mana. They're probably going to go back, but if anyone stays to defend it, I think they're going to just get absolutely destroyed. Especially in 17 seconds when Centaur's back up. Actually, Centaur's Town Portal scrolls on cooldown, so it'll be a bit longer before he gets out there. And it looks like mid tower is even going to take some pressure from Slardar. But I would like to see what they do in these 80 seconds. These 80 seconds, I think they can get a lot done.
Yeah. And nothing really Concordia can do to defend if they do decide to push the pace here.
Yeah, exactly. They have wards, mass super wards, but what's really that going to do? If Centaur gets a nice initiate, they're ready to roll. 3 ranged heroes are going to make short work of those wards, and they don't really have any way to get in and protect them.
So Limao decided to go for a Kaya on the Death Prophet. I think this actually looks like a pretty decent item for Death Prophet. What do you think?
I am not a Death Prophet player. I'll tell you that right now. I think that Death Prophet definitely likes having stats, and 16 intelligence is great, especially on an intelligence hero. But when we're talking about Blink, Double Edge, Hoof Stomp, Magic Missile, Tinker Rockets that don't require you to be near, and then setting up a Slithering Crush, we're gonna want some large health pools. You're gonna want some large health pools on Concordia to deal with that. And Kai is a pretty aggressive item. That was, again, you asked me what Luna should get earlier on, and I said Yasha. I'm starting to think maybe I actually do really like this Dragonlance, and Luna's actually going Yasha right now, about to finish it after the Dragonlance. But the Dragonlance gives her that early HP, so maybe she can survive a bit longer. That might have been one of the factors to why her Eclipse did so much damage that top fight, because she could stay alive.
Yeah, so do you think maybe Lemao should go for defensive items? She is going for Yules right now. Perhaps she should have been going for this first to be able to kind of play around those stuns a bit better.
Yules is definitely good. I like Yules. And I like... I'm just trying to think. First of all, you know what I'd really like Death Prophet to get? Obviously not right now. A Shiva's. Shiva's is the item that... Sure. It's the Tinker counter because of all the sight it gives. It breaks his Blink Dagger. It gives a lot of armor against the enemy team, and it lets her get right up close and personal, chase people down. I really want to see a Shiva's on her, and definitely not on the Tide Hunter, because he's another hero that can build it. Tide Hunter actually picked up his Blink Dagger, which I love. So they're going to be able to get active with these big spells. But item-wise for Death Prophet... Yules is fine. Getting up into that. It gets rid of the blind as well. Obviously, it's not as big of a deal for Death Prophet. You can use it to break TPs, which is something they're really going to enjoy with their lack of... they have Ravage. If Shadow Shama's not around, they only have Ravage and Lucent Beam.
Yeah.
Centaur Warrunner going right up again for this Crimson Guard. Again, Centaur Warrunner really likes getting this Crimson Guard.
I mean, against the right-clicking team makes sense. Also, Crimson Guard, I believe, works against the Ghost of Death Prophet, does it not?
Oh, you know what? It does. Physical damage.
Yeah, so it looks
Love
like
it.
it would be a very good item against Death Prophet. So it makes sense this game for sure.
And here's something that's kind of cool. We're going Earn on Vengeful Spirit instead of Medallion. It's going to be able to block the Blink Dagger. And there's the first tower. Get him taken down. So this is what we want to see. It took them a while, 17 minutes, but Concordia is coming online. They're doing what they want to do. They're grouping up, they're pushing, and they have all their most of their
Lane now,
spells.
Death Prophet getting blown up. She was challenging Exorcism, but it was all by herself, which meant it was an easy food for the Centaur with that Blink Dagger, and Mr. K coming there with just the damage to be able to take her down.
Yep, and no Exorcism. She's not very scary. Oh, Tinker. Causing some chaos.
Yeah, they know they have vision here, so they could probably eliminate this ward once they get some sentries out. But they did lose quite a bit of health from that. Stampede coming out, they want to go in. Oh, Enthos blinks in but gets stunned. Italy's tries to eclipse, so he gets eaten by the jungle creeps instead. Oh, and the courier even gonna get taken down. Ravage getting blown, but he doesn't have a carry behind him. This is only a support Drow Ranger. Actually has enough damage to at least take the Isbo.
One more, let's go. Oh.
Now it might be in trouble.
Realize.
Going to get found by the carriers of the little team. He has a TP and Tribal misses his blink, so he won't be able to get out.
Yeah, the Tidehunter got singled out, picked off, and in the meantime, I really like that play because they already used Metamorphosis to kill the Death Prophet. So apart from the fact they had an advantage because Death Prophet is down, they being Arizona playing on Radiant team, Death Prophet is down and Metamorphosis is up. So they use that Stampede to kind of just press their advantage. We have Metamorphosis already used. They have Death Prophet down. Let's see what we can get. They got a Courier kill and a Tidehunter kill. The Centaur does get traded again, but they're keeping the pressure up. And there we see Tinker again, keeping the pressure up, just going top, pushing the lanes out. Ugh, these poor Concordia players. When their ults are down, they're in really bad shape. But it does not feel as though Arizona has been punishing them as much as I feel like they could be punishing Concordia for having all their ults on cooldown at the same time.
Top lane,
Slardar,
is found.
poor guy.
He gets hexed and now shackled up, but they don't have the damage to follow up. And a Stampede's gonna get him out, no problem.
Drow Ranger with the Atos. Hello.
It is a weird build to say the least.
I think they just want to kind of find a Tinker or someone and keep them down. I mean, it obviously helps a lot with Serpent Wards. Helps a lot. Lets Drow Ranger set up on people. Keeps Spirit Siphon from Death Prophet running. People can't break it from distance. Sets up Eclipse. It's aggressive, but I like it. And there we go, another tower. Just kidding.
Two-man crush there, and the Shadow Shaman gets blown up before he can lay down the wards. So it's going to be a failed
Second
push,
one.
and a Storm coming out for Tribal. He's going to be able to clean up both the supports.
Boom, boom with the 1-2 punch. Blink, crush, blink, stomp. Hello. 2 heroes down, no towers down, and they're going to make some moves.
It's
Ravage is
very
going to be up in 23 seconds. Eclipse is up in 7, and Exorcism is up. So, should
Now
Concordia
Kawa
choose
is
to
going to
take
get
this fight?
focused down here. He got minus armor all around him, but he actually purges everything off with that Kraken Shell, but damage is there. He'll get taken down. And just more
43 seconds till the Ravage.
So that means
No
they're
buyback.
free
This
to take
tower's
this
gone.
tower, probably.
Yeah, this tower is gone. They're porting some players in, though. Do they really want to take this without their player?
They have the
I
Exorcism.
don't think so.
But
don't think
no
so.
Luna there either.
How do they win this? How do they have to get initiated.
Oh,
They have no way
two-man
to start
crush
the
again.
fight.
Here comes the Exorcism though. Limao, gotta watch out. There's a lot of damage coming out here, but the support gets absolutely eliminated. He uses himself up. He doesn't have any Spirit Siphons going though. Here comes the Eclipse, but he's split between 4 people. Here comes the Sunder. Italy's barely stays alive. The Snake Wars are there doing some damage, but everyone's gonna be able to play around it and they get out.
I think the Death Prophet played that fight very well. I think that the problem there was that fight should not have been taken. They need all the success has been from their large R buttons: Ravage, Exorcism, and Eclipse. And when you don't have all 3 of them there, you're really gonna feel the wrath of the difference in farm, the difference in mobility. There's no way they could take that fight. There's no way they can initiate the fight. The only initiation they have is catching someone out of position or having Tidehunter blink Ravage. Titan Hunter, Ravage can work as an initiation. Ideally, you're going to use it as a counter initiation, a little bit of a follow up. But the only way they can take that fight is if they get initiated on, and that's what happened. And even with a big silence coming out from Death Prophet, it was already after the initiation went. Death Prophet's chasing, kiting around the wards, kiting around the tower, keeping the Yules going, soul siphoning and exorcisming. And I think Death Prophet played it so well. But again, the problem was just taking the fight in general. I don't think they had a shot to ever actually win that because they couldn't initiate and they didn't have the Ravage. They had to just kind of be extremely reactive and hope for a lot of mistakes to be made.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out for them. They lost a tower and they lost a lot of heroes. They did end up killing the Terrorblade, but they lost a lot doing so.
And again, as you said, because they took that fight, their ultimates are staggered again. The Ravage is up, but the other two spells are not. So even if their Ravage is up and they want to take the fight with it, they can't because their other two heroes aren't ready for the fight. So they have to wait again.
And now they're put in this position where they pick a pushing lineup.
Top Luna gets found, stomped, and then crushed. The stuns last forever, and then the magic missile. You are not going to move ever.
This is what I'm talking about. You see it, they hit one stun, the rocket flies out of nowhere. You see the Wave of Terror, such a long range spell. They have so long for the second blink stun to set up. Once one spell's hit, you get hit by one spell, you get hit by 7 spells. And I love it. It's easy to pull off, and they're pulling it off and making it look easy. Now with the staggered ult and with these ganks, we're gonna have a tower push here.
Yeah, they know Luna's down for another 25 seconds, and they cannot contest without the one their ultimate. Shadow Shaman gets absolutely blown up without even any commitment. Tribal going in with a stomp, gets 2 again. Joshua Adams trying to back off. Carlton now trying to back off in the wrong side, but Stampede's gonna be able to get him out, and the tower gets taken, no problem. And a final missile, Joshua in this fountain is going to die from that missile.
And Metamorphosis is still up, heroes are still down. Let's put some damage on that T3. And there's a pause. What I was going to say is, it's a pushing lineup. It's very clearly a pushing lineup for Concordia. And they're never able to push because their ults are staggered or one of their heroes gets picked off. They're playing so reactively, they're almost helpless.
Yeah,
it really just feels like it's Arizona's game completely, and Concordia has to just play by their rules, play by their terms of engagement, and they're getting punished for it. They're getting punished hard. I don't think at all this is how they wanted to play the game. They spent a lot of time rotating around earlier. They got out-leveled. They managed to hit all of their ults and get some success in fights, but when the ults are down, they get picked off or they get staggered, and they get put in these positions where they don't get to play their game. They have to play Arizona's game. And Arizona obviously is going to be better at playing their game than Concordia is.
And speaking of getting picked off, maybe Concordia should have grouped more?
I would say Concordia needed to put some more pressure. When all their spells are up, they need to go. We saw how effective it is. They had a massive level deficit, a massive net worth deficit, and they hit their buttons and they killed everybody.
Kawa is going to actually initiate with the Ravage. The Exorcism is following up. Italy still has the Eclipse, so he's not going to commit it yet. They will get 2 for the price of their tier 3. And looks like it's going to be a clean disengage. Otherwise, Anthos TP's out with those boots, and everyone just walks out, no problem.
Yeah, it's actually didn't go too bad. Death Prophet has been hitting some important silences. Obviously, Tidehunter set that up. Slardar, thank you, sir. Do not go for that. Let's see. Here's the thing, though. Exorcism is about to go down. It's not as long as the Metamorphosis, where you can use it, get a kill, and turn it into a tower push.
Yeah, Ravage is also still down, obviously.
Serpent wards. Ooh.
Great stun from Midfoe.
Causing some disruption. Double damage.
Mr. K coming in with the reflection. The life drain is going to be nice. He's taking so much damage. And the Mao just dies to the Luna illusion. There's a reflection working on top of that corrosive haze. My God. Terribly, I had to press one button and that was it. And Ifo is now getting chased on. Ifo wants it. Ifo has his blink up. Here comes the crush. Mr. K coming up. That reflection is going to be enough. Oh, reflection will kill her.
Yeah.
The reflection is MVP.
They're smiling right now. What? Oh my gosh, that's gotta feel good. That's gotta feel so good. Just kind of goofing around, toying with Concordia, like we were saying. It's completely Arizona's game. Even when it seems like they're on their back foot, just go hit a couple buttons and it just sets everything up. The spells they have, the synergy they have. Look at this: 25 minutes taking racks.
Oh, there's gonna be a swap on Josh. Oh my God, he disappears.
Goodbye, Drow.
looks
Going
like
for
they're going to
another
take.
one.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a hard hold here for Concordia if they even can pull it out. Mr. K
Ravage
pops
is in
his Manta.
40 seconds. Exorcism, 30
Another stun
seconds.
onto Shadow Shaman. He gets stunned up again.
I
And he
think we're
gets
going to be...
taken down.
I mean, I hate to be that guy, but I think we're going to be seeing a GG here
Yeah.
pretty soon, Golgi.
There's no way they're
They're
going to come
just
back.
helpless. How long on Metamorphosis? A long time. He just used it. They can go for more objectives. They might make the safe play and go for Roshan or Shrines.
They might have even went to
Roshan just got pinged out.
Yeah. They might have went for the next racks, but unfortunately the tier 2 is up on that side, so that wasn't an option for them. And why push it when you know your team is probably better in the late game anyways?
Yeah, an advantage like this, just ride it out for a little bit.
I have never seen
Oh no,
Reflection
we can
do that much
only
work.
get Roshan at 26 minutes with 2 lanes up instead of getting Megas. Shoot.
Shoot. Don't you know we
There's
had to
what-
get Megas for 30 minutes in to win the game?
And I don't know if you've looked at Terrorblade recently, but he's got a pretty big inventory there. And I have Scotty, a Dragonlance, and a Manta Style. Looking good. Against, let's say, Drow Ranger's Double Bracer. Obviously, that's unfair comparison, though, because Drow Ranger's not a position 1 this game. And then even Luna picks up the Hurricane Pike and the Manta Style. She has some utility, but a lot of her damage is coming from Eclipse. I like this build. We just need to see it executed well, where she can get full value out of that Manta, maybe purging a blind before or with her use, and then getting an Eclipse.
Yeah. Well, looks like we're going to have the final
Pipe
push
picked
here.
up on Tidehunter. That's a great counter to Tinker. Really
Much
helps
necessary.
dealing with all the crazy AoE damage he does. So do Manta Illusions also help by tanking some rockets. There's the Manta used now, so Luna's not going to have it. Actually, she has this.
Oh my god, these illusions are so tanky.
And they're just taking the shrines, playing it very smart. I doubt they'll go for the other shrine, but we might see it before they go for this tower. I think they might want to just end this one. When you're this far ahead, you know, it's fun toying with them for the last 10-15 minutes, but at this point, you know, it might be getting a little stale. Let's see if Arizona can end it on this push, or if Concordia is going to breathe some life back in this game.
Comes the
Hello.
Ravage is going to land on 3 people here. Eclipse is going to be coming out. Here comes the Exorcism also. But counter initiate by Itfo will catch 3. And huge fights is going on everywhere. And you will settle for Limao is going to kill himself for just let's say for a little bit longer. Only Vengeful Spirit going down so far. But now Mr. K turning it around, taking down 3 people.
So, Slardar
GG
is
well played,
having
it's
fun
called.
this game.
Yeah.
We were talking about how there's a benefit. During the draft, there's the GG. So during the draft, we talked about the benefit of playing heroes you're already warmed up on. You're in the right mindset. You know what you want to do. You've brushed the dust off. And so Slardar last game, I think started very well, a little bit off to a slow start. This game, Slardar is the MVP in my books. He was all over the map. He was hitting those crushes. He was doing what he needed to do. He got his blink so fast. He went for the Force Staff again, which I love that mobile build. He was putting the haze on the right people. We saw with the reflection. And in that last fight, he hit a 4-man crush following the Ravage. Hello. Tidehunter, his whole hero is based around that spell, getting that huge stun they're almost guaranteed to hit everyone with. It just feels good, but it's not super hard when people clump up. Slardar, he has an 8-second cooldown spell, and he did just as much damage as Tidehunter did.
Yeah.
And he's a support. He didn't even need his own lane. That was insane. Centaur walked in to follow up. He was silenced, but you could just see the whole Dire team, all of Concordia just was just dispersed. They didn't know what to do. They were the ones that got ravaged. And they didn't get to play their game. Arizona definitely was in control that whole game.
Yeah.
That was Arizona. You know, the first game was great. It was back and forth. Both the teams were figuring out what they want to do. They turned it on. And this game, it seemed like Arizona they got the momentum and they kept it going. They snowballed throughout the whole series. They started figuring out what they needed to do, and they did it. We saw even at the beginning, Arizona was messing up on coordination. Vengeful Spirit stunned a catapult at the very beginning of the first game, which turned into a gank that potentially could have gone really well, at least yielding a mid-player kill, turned into a failure. We saw Slardar and Centaur stacking their stuns and missing a kill on the position 1. But those are mistakes you're not going to make more than once. You're going to make them, you're going to figure out, okay, chill out a little bit. Let's make sure I play this right. Don't get too upset. And Arizona turned it on. They started communicating. Their fights became very disciplined. They were diligent in following their strategy, and it paid off because they started taking over slowly but surely the first game, and going into the second game, they were in control the entire time.
Yeah, Concordia definitely tried something new and unique here. I don't think I've ever seen a support drow. So,
I loved it.
I
Honestly, I loved it.
I'm thanking them at least
Even
for.
if it didn't work, I love it.
Yeah, for sure. I could definitely see the potential there, but I think they really need to win their lane a little bit more. I'm assuming that's what they're going for, but Tribal played incredibly well in that offlane Centaur to make sure they didn't get that any big of an advantage.
Definitely. It's and the thing about winning your lane is it's difficult to win your lane when you're not there. Drow and Rasta spent half the laning phase running around back and forth. They didn't get their ults till maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
They were level 3 when we were getting ults on supports at the other team. It was just completely outclassed in the laning phase, and I think it's a large part of it is the draft. Again, so easy to pull off. Hit one spell, hit all your spells, and in some case, one spell's enough, as we saw with Terrorblade's Reflection.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so a pretty good game for Concordia Dota today. We got to see something unique. We got to see also a very back and forth game. So I am JT Golgiab. You can find me at JT Golgiab on Twitter. Also, Carlton, what's your Twitter?
My name is Carlton, and you can find me at twitter.com/carlolton. CARLOLT0N. Woo!
And over, if you guys would like to join our Discord, you can just type !Discord in the Twitch chat right away. And for Twitter, you can follow us on twitter.com/CSStarLeague and twitter.com/CollegiateDota. And also on facebook.com/CStarLeague. And of course, we would like to thank Twitch for being the largest streaming platform and for the fact that they support gaming and collegiate esports from PAX East to PAX West. And many more events like CSL wouldn't be what it is today without the help and support from them. Be on the lookout for cool opportunities to get involved with Twitch in the near future, and be sure to show them some love and support on twitter.com/Twitch and facebook.com/Twitch.
Big shout out to Twitch.
All right, and we'll probably see you guys back on Tuesday for more Collegiate Dota.
Have a great night, guys. Thank you for joining us.